but I'm just like, where is the glow? Although I have got it in my mouth, it does not taste good. The brushes don't have names, do they? The Madison Beer brush. Oh, this is a dangerous game. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Madison Beer and Morphe collection. I've actually got the whole collection here, which I was very excited about. I personally love Madison Beer. I think she is, she's one of the most stunning human beings I've ever seen in my whole life. But on top of that, I think that she is a super talented singer. I know that a lot of people have been coming at her recently for copying Ariana Grande, which I don't know. I think that they're very different, but whatever. I think that every song that she's released has been 10 out of 10. I like her music a lot. I feel like it's kind of random for her to be doing a collection with Morphe because I haven't really seen her do makeup before, but at the same time I also really wanted to test it, so that's what I'm going to be doing today. I did very kindly get sent this from Morphe, but as always, anything that I get sent, like, it doesn't influence my opinion on it. If it's bad, I'm going to tell you that it's bad. Oh, and just quickly before I start, if you would like to be in with the chance of winning a box of gently used makeup, please let me know down below in the comments. I'm going to be picking 3 people, and if you could just write a little comment saying what type of colours you're into, because then I can kind of tailor your little package to, you know, the type of colours and things that you tend to go for. It would also be super helpful if you leave a social media handle down below, but like I said, if you're not interested in receiving gently used or gently swatched makeup, that's totally fine. I know that it's not for everyone, and I will be doing some brand new makeup giveaways soon, but because I did do a declutter recently, a lot of you said that you would be interested in receiving a box of the stuff that I had like lightly used, so just let me know down below and I'll pick 3 people at the beginning of my next video. Right, let's get into the makeup. So I have a little card here that's got all the prices on it and everything, and the collection consists of an eyeshadow palette, an eyeshadow brush set, 2 liquid highlighters slash blushes, actually no, they're more highlighters, 5 lip glosses, and 2 different setting sprays. So I'm going to be testing everything, which is why my base looks like this and I just look like a pancake ghost. First of all, I like the size of the palette. Travel friendly, quite skinny, quite lightweight. It's made of cardboard. It's got a mirror, which is good. But this is an entirely neutral palette, which I haven't really been doing that much of recently. It looks really nice, to be fair. Channel surfing. Is that as in like YouTube channel surfing or like TV channel surfing? I don't know. So before I do my eyes, I've set my under eyes and I haven't set any of the rest of my face. I'm gonna use these shimmer highlighters. These are both liquid highlighters. I actually think that both of these are going to be a little too dark for me. They kind of look like they're more catered towards medium skin, and then this one looks like it's more catered towards deep skin. It's like a really pretty sort of bronzy colour. I'm not going to use this one just because, you know, there's no point me using it because I know that it's going to be too dark. But this one, which is the shade Fairy Tears, interesting name. It just comes in a little squeezy tube. Let's give it a little swatch, shall we? So I've just blended it out on my hand. I don't really know if that's even really picking up on camera that great. What I can say is that I definitely prefer it to the Morphe 2 liquid highlighter stuff that was basically just like putting lip balm on your cheeks. At least this one's got a little bit of shimmer in it, which is what I personally like with my highlighters, but I know that that isn't for everyone. Some people just like, you know, clear dewiness. It's not too intense though, like it's still quite subtle. So it's probably going to be easier if I do my cream bronzer, a little bit of cream blush, and then put the highlighter on. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to end up making a mess. So I'm just going to use a little bit of my Huda Beauty Tantour in the shade Fair. What do you guys think of the collection? Let me know in the comments. Do you like Madison Beer? Do you know who Madison Beer is? Do you like her music? Do you think it's random that Morphe's done a collection with her? I'd love to know your thoughts because I feel like Morphe are coming out with quite a few collections recently. And I don't know, some of them have been a little bit random. I understand wanting to reach different audiences and stuff, but they've been collaborating with a few kind of different types of people, which isn't a bad thing. But obviously, like, they did the Maddie Ziegler one, who isn't necessarily somebody that I would think of when I think of a makeup collection. I think I have seen Madison Beer do one makeup tutorial before in the past. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I just don't keep up with things and she does makeup quite frequently. Her makeup always looks stunning though. If this palette can make me look one step closer to her, then I guess it will be a win. Oh, by the way, the foundation that I've got on is the Maybelline Superstay. And then I'm just taking a little bit of cream blush. This is the Bare Minerals Coral Cloud Bounce and Blur blush. How did I forget the name of this? I use it like every other day. So I think what I'm going to do is squeeze a little bit of this out onto the back of my hand and then kind of dip my finger in it and pat it on my skin. If that doesn't work, I will try using it with a brush. It doesn't feel too sticky, which is good. Let's do this side first. Okay, yeah, for a highlighter, that's definitely too dark for me. Like, if I turn my face to the front, you can see it here. It's probably more like a blush. Yeah, see, I didn't even set my makeup, but it's just taken off a little patch of it here. I just don't get on with cream highlighters. What is it with me and cream highlighters? Do you see what I mean? There's this little patch here where it's just kind of removed my makeup underneath. Like, do you see that here? Just there. Let's try it with the brush instead on the other cheek. It's just not really giving me much glow. I already had a little okay. I already had a little glow from my blush, and I feel like this liquid highlighter isn't giving me much more of a glow than that. And with the brush, I feel like it's a little bit more subtle. I'm just not really feeling it. Although I guess one good thing to note is that on my hand, it did seem to kind of dry down after a couple of minutes. So it doesn't just stay sticky on your face, but I'm just like, where is the glow? I mean, first of all, it's not my colour, but maybe if you use more dewy, glowy foundations or something, maybe it would mix better with that, because the foundation that I was wearing was pretty matte, but then I didn't set it, and my cream bronzer and my cream blush worked fine. So I don't know. Put it this way, there are very few liquid and cream highlighters that I get along with. The occasional one I have liked. I just don't think this is giving me enough glow. But I mean, if you tried this and you liked it, let me know. For me, it's a pass. Not off to the best start. So I'm just gonna set my face and then use my powder, bronzer, blush and highlight over the top. Yeah, see, my cheek just looks so patchy now. What is this? Can you see that? I am not feeling my base right now. So before I do my powder highlight, I'm gonna go in with one of the the setting spray is called Lockdown. I like that name. Oh wait, this one's called Lockdown, this one's called Seal the Deal. I would love to use the shade Lockdown, but this one is definitely too bronzy for me. It's like those glowing setting sprays where you have to shake them and the product's kind of in the bottom. It looks kind of like the Iconic London one, which I do actually like. Ooh. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, these shimmer highlighters are £16 each. I would not pay £16 for that, I'm sorry. Or 18, oh, hang on. They're $16 each or £16 each. How does that work with the conversion rate? It's quite pricey, to be fair. The Luminous setting spray is £18. That's quite a lot for like this small-ish bottle. How much do you get in here? 100 ml. But I always think of Morphe as a more affordable brand. Let's just try it, okay? So this one is the Seal the Deal Luminous Setting Spray, which is obviously the lighter one. I like how she's included two different sort of shades of this to suit different skin tones. Same with the highlighter. So give it a shake. Wow, okay. I think that's enough. Oh, it smells nice. I like the smell. It smells kind of tropical, although I have got it in my mouth. It does not taste good. It kind of tastes like soap. Don't get it in your mouth. The spray is quite strong. Definitely a little bit stronger. Well, I mean, it's nothing compared to their continuous mist spray. It's a little bit stronger of a mist than the Urban Decay All Nighter, I would say. Ooh. Oh, wow. Look at my skin now. You know what? That's done a really, really nice job. Usually I don't go for a luminous sort of setting spray because my skin usually looks like this after a couple hours anyway, so putting on a glowy setting spray can speed up the process. However, there are times where I've put on a foundation that is super matte or I've used too much powder and my face just looks like the Sahara Desert. I definitely feel like this has made my skin look more skin-like, and it's definitely given me a glow. Like, look at my forehead. Look at my kind of cheek area. I think it's made my base look really nice. I actually like that. I much prefer that to the liquid highlighter. I think this has done a nicer job at highlighting my face, to be honest. By the way, guys, I do just want to say, like, I know that these lights do make my skin look more flawless than it is, but no, I do have like a couple little bumps on my forehead, and then recently, like, I've been breaking out quite a lot around my jawline. Not sure how well you can see that, but my skin is definitely not perfect. But look, I love the glow that that's given my skin, actually. It looks really nice. Well, it's done what it said it would. I think it's made my skin look more natural, more luminous, and I do actually like that. It's probably not the type of thing that I would use all the time, but if I was after a glowy setting spray, that is one that I would use. Not bad. So next we move on to the eyeshadow palette and the eyeshadow brush set. This is the Channel Surfing 6-piece eye brush set. Comes with a little case, which is quite handy, I guess. shouldn't have done that. They've just gone every single different direction. So these are the brushes. I think they look nice, and to be honest, these are probably for me the only sorts of brushes that I would use to do my eyeshadow makeup. I think that's the perfect little selection there. They feel nice and soft. Good start. Oh, dropped the thing. So the palette is £22, $22, 25 euros. The brush set is £24 or 25 euros. And just so I can chuck this piece of card on the floor, the lip gloss that I'm about to test later is £12 each or $10 each. How have they worked out that price conversion? And then 14 euros. These, I do not understand how they've done the price conversions, but whatever. So I personally quite like the simplicity of the packaging. I mean, it's nothing that's going to blow your mind. So the palette does come with a name sheet. To be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of name sheets because I do lose it in about 0.2 seconds. Even with my own palette, like I lost that name sheet immediately. But these are the shades. I do think they look pretty nice. Love that it's got a mirror because it used to really piss me off when Morphe would launch those massive palettes with no mirror. Like, I just like palettes with a mirror. I think we've established this already. Learning from my mistakes, I'm just going to take a little bit of the ABH eye primer. I haven't set my eyelids yet, which is why they look creased as hell. Oh, and I just realised I never even did powder highlighter. Kind of feel like I don't necessarily need it today. My nose is looking nice and glowy. My cheeks are still looking pretty glowy. Okay, let's start with this small sort of fluffy brush. And referring back to my name sheet, I'm going to go with Jericho, which is this shade here. It's probably the lightest transition shade in the palette. And I think I'll do a classic neutral sort of look, just so I can compare it to other neutral eyeshadow palettes that I've got. And I'm just putting that on my outer corner so far. I mean, even though that's the lightest transition shade in the palette, it's still relatively dark, which I think is good because that means that this palette is most likely to show up on the majority of skin tones. I mean, maybe not every single shade, but I think most of the shades will, which is good. So I'm just blending that through my crease. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty pigmented, to be honest. It's quite cool toned though. Maybe I should have gone for a more warmer toned transition shade. So let's just blend that out using what's left on the brush. I mean, yeah, fine. Then let's take the shade Zero, which is this one here, which is a slightly darker, more warm toned brown sort of colour. Yeah, wow, that's really quite pigmented. I'm just going to use the same brush and I'm just going to add this into the mix. I say that all the time when I'm doing my eyeshadow. Add that into the mix. Ooh. It's probably a crime to have just mixed a cool tone brown with a warm tone brown, but oh well. As ever on this channel, you don't really know what we're getting until about halfway through the eyeshadow look. So far so good, no problems. I mean, those have both blended nicely. And then just going to deepen it up a little bit, and I'm going to take this shade, which is called, yeah, see, this is why I don't like this, Devil in a Dress. And it's a much darker brick red colour, almost. I mean, looking back on 5 minutes ago, I wish that I'd just used the two warmer shades instead of using that cooler shade, because I don't think I needed that at all. I'm just going to take the slightly bigger fluffy brush, which has got nothing on it, and I'm just going to use this to blend the edges out. This brush isn't my favourite. I feel like it's a little bit too wibbly. It just moves a little bit too much rather than blend it. I don't know how to describe it. I feel like you can really see where I put that cooler toned eyeshadow, and it's really bothering me because it looks a little bit dodgy. I'm just going to take this shade, which is called White Rabbit, and I'm just going to use a little bit of that to just blend out those edges even more. I feel like that red colour has kind of disappeared now that I've blended it out, but then I think it's because, I don't know, I guess most of the pigment from the cooler tone shade underneath has stuck to my eye. So I'm just adding a little bit more of that. I feel like it's gone a little bit patchy in my outer corner, but then it's probably because I just put 3 shades on top of each other, which I probably shouldn't have done. Oh dear. Yeah, it's definitely going a little bit weird, but then I don't know if that's my fault. I mean, it still looks nice, but it's just when I do this, I can see that cooler tone shade underneath that really stuck to the base. But then it was the shade that I put down first, so I guess that's just me being an idiot. I'm taking a bit of the shade 3553. I'm not sure what these names are. I mean, the only one that I guess I know is Baby, which is the name of her new song, which is an absolute banger. So I'm taking that, it's almost like a dark brown purpley sort of colour. I'm just gonna place this on my outer corners with the more pointed brush. So I'm just placing that first. And then I'm gonna go in and blend it. Yeah, nah, it's just like, look at this. Do you see where I placed that colour? It's just kind of disappeared. Let me know in the comments. Do we think that this is just me being stupid because I put down too many shades on top of each other? I mean, it still looks quite cool, but that shade didn't really want to layer. Just gonna try packing a little bit of that on and not really blending it too much. So next up, I'm going back in with the flat eyeshadow brush that I used to put on my primer. Let me just wipe the rest of that off on my hand. And I'm gonna take one of the shimmer shades. Some of these look really pretty actually. It's between this one, ooh, this one, or this one. I'm gonna go with the shade C137, which is this one here, because it almost looks like it's got a little bit of glitter in it. Oh wow, that's really pretty. It's going on quite sheer, but you can definitely see the little glitters in it. Ooh. You know what, let's take a little bit of this gold one as well and put that sort of here. Oh, that's beautiful as well. Blend those in together. Yeah, okay, those shimmer shades are really pretty. Let me just do the same on the other side. Let's start with the gold this time. The gold shade is just a basic sort of smooth, straight up gold colour, whereas the C137 shade or whatever it's called has got little tiny, almost, I think, sort of silvery glitters in it, but it's really, really pretty. Then I'm just going back in with my blending brush. I'm just going to kind of tap over those edges. Then I'm just going to take the matte shades that I used on my lid just under my eyes. Then on my inner corners, I'm taking the little, the brushes don't have names, do they? The Madison Beer brush, the smallest one, and I'm going to take this shade, which is called Stained Glass. I feel like I just sounded so British. Stained Glass. And I'm going to put, oh, I didn't mean to just dig that with the metal. I'm putting that on my inner corners. Oh no! I accidentally dug the metal into it and now that bit's just fallen onto my face. Okay, I've now got a lot more on there than I wanted, but that's a really pretty shimmery colour. Wow, that's really nice actually. Excuse the fallout on this side. Oh, let's put a bit on my brow bone as well. And then finally I'm taking the angled brush and I'm dipping into the black. Quite happy that there's a black because I'm going to do a shadow liner with this. Let's see how dark this is. I like the brush, it's very skinny. The black eyeshadow is pretty nice too. This is the finished eyeshadow look. I actually think the overall look looks really nice. I really liked those shimmer shades. I think they're really pretty. And the transition shades that I used I think were really nice. It only started to go downhill when I started using the dark brown, but I think that could be because I'd already put down quite a few shades underneath it. So maybe next time I should just start with the darker shade and kind of build up, but I still think that the overall look that I've got is nice. It's just bugging me how there's like a little bit of patchiness with the dark brown. Oh, I've also just realised I do have a little bit of fallout on my face from the black. Oh, this is a dangerous game. Free freckles. So I've just put on my mascara and my lashes. I used the L'Oreal Bambi Eye Mascara in extra black. And then the lashes that I've put on are actually Kami's eyelashes with Eyelure. Kami is one of my good friends and he's launched a lash collaboration with Eyelure. But these lashes, which are the little, which ones are these called? These are the self-love lashes and they're 3/4 lashes, so they don't go all the way to your inner corners. But recently I've actually been cutting all of my fake lashes like this and I think these are the perfect lashes for this type of look because they fan out at the edges but they don't go all the way into the inner corners. I just absolutely love them. I think they look so nice and they feel really comfortable. He's also got 2 other pairs of lashes in his range, so everyone please go and support. So the final stage of this look is to test out the glosses. So she's got 5 different shades. There's a clear one, there's a very pale brown sort of nude, there's a very pale, more mauvey pinkish sort of nude, there's a slightly, I guess, more medium brown, and then a slightly deeper pink. I'm not going to test the clear one because it's just a clear gloss. Like, a clear gloss is a clear gloss, you know? I'm probably going to use one of the lighter shades. Let me just see how pigmented they are. This is the shade Saturn. Oh my god. Oh my god, they smell so good. It smells like strawberry vanilla ice cream. So they're relatively pigmented. Can you see this little swatch down here? I think I'm gonna go for that shade. And my camera just died. It probably would most likely work on the majority of skin tones, I reckon, because it's not full pigment, if that makes any kind of sense. So I'm just gonna take a bit of lip liner first. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade Iconic Nude. Yeah, actually, let's see if the gloss will cover this like bit of my lip that I've chewed. So I've just overlined my lips. And then I'm taking the shade Saturn, which is the lightest sort of pink toned. They smell so delicious. Okay, it's not as light as I thought it was going to be. It has pretty much covered that little bit on my lip, but you can see it a little bit. I like that. As soon as I put it on my lips, I can't smell it or taste it, which I mean is kind of sad because I really like the smell. But the actual colour, I think that is stunning. It works so nicely with that lip liner. It feels really nice. It doesn't feel too sticky. It feels like it's one of those lip glosses that it's not super slippery like a sort of lip oil, but it's also not that horrible sort of thick, sticky feeling. It's kind of somewhere in the middle where it feels like it would last a nice amount of time, but without being too sticky. Do you kind of see what I mean? Maybe not. And I like the colour. I think that's really, really nice. It goes nicely with the eyes. Yeah, I like it. I like it. So my overall thoughts on the collection, kind of a mixed bag really. The liquid highlighter wasn't a fan of, or cream highlighter, whatever it was, squeezy tube. The eyeshadow palette I did like. I would use it again. My only problem was that dark brown shade that went a little bit patchy. But I am going to try it again and maybe not use as many colours and see if it kind of works out better. I do like the shimmers though. I think that they were gorgeous. And the shades that I used underneath the dark brown I think worked really nicely. But yeah, I think that could have been a me problem. Not 100% sure though. Like if anyone else has used this, please let me know if you found the same thing. The glowy setting spray I wasn't actually expecting to like, but I think it looks nice. Like my skin looks nice. Oh, and the brushes. I think the brushes are nice, to be honest. They performed well, did everything I needed them to. Right, I'm going to answer a question of the day. If you guys have got any more questions for me, leave them down below with the hashtag question of the day. Today's question comes from Susanna Mackenzie, and she said, do you and James have different sleep schedules? How do you deal with living with each other if you do? At the moment, our sleep schedules are roughly the same. We've both kind of fallen into the same sort of sleeping patterns. There are some days where he has to get up earlier than me for work, but to be honest, whenever his alarm goes off, I don't wake up, which is really weird. When my alarm goes off, I wake up instantly, but I never hear his alarm, and I'll only really wake up when he's like finished getting ready and then will come and say goodbye to me, and then I'm like, wait, what? Like your alarm went off? I didn't even notice. So yeah, that's kind of really strange. Luckily it doesn't really affect me if he has to get up to go to work earlier, but most of the time we go to sleep and wake up at the same time. It just depends on the days where he's got work and like where he's working and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't really affect us, to be honest, which is quite lucky, but we both definitely need to get into a better sleeping pattern, because if you watch my previous video, you know that it's not been great recently. And yeah, I'm not a morning person at all. And I'm so much more productive. I would say late afternoon, evening until about 3 in the morning is my favorite time to work. Right, I'm gonna go now. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think of the collection down below in the comments. I'd love to know your thoughts. If you've tried any of these bits, let me know how you got on with them. Also as well, like I said, if you want to receive a box of gently used makeup, let me know. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!